My name's Wilbert Alix, and I'm the director and owner of Trance Dance International. Trance Dance International designs and offers trainings and workshops and courses around the world, all based on more of a neo-shamanic model than a shamanic model. It's kind of what shamanism would look like if it was uninterrupted and had been allowed to grow, simultaneous to our developments with science. And so it's kind of what would shamanic ritual look like if it was updated to the 21st century. Because I don't think I've ever not been involved with music. I grew up in a music culture. I'm a 8th generation child of the city of New Orleans, and in New Orleans everything breathes music. And so when I was a child, it was so common to spend time in my youth just creating rhythms and sounds and chants. And I mean, when slavery was the law of the land, when slaves would escape, the Native American culture would take them in, and so I was born of these two cultures. And so till this day, we celebrate the relationship in sound and music between these two cultures by African Americans masking as Indians and reproducing these chants and music as a way of healing and celebrating the culture. And so it's never not been there for me. I can't realize a time when I wasn't doing it and it started. It was always there. You're asking why is sound and healing so powerful, or why did they go together? And it's because we're made out of sound. If you take an atom, and we're all made of them, if you take an atom and you hurl it up against another atom or a wall, and you smash it, what it produces is a brilliant flash of light and sound. And so who we are at our core is made up of light and sound. And so what we're trying to do in this kind of healing process is reduce the equation down to light and sound. We're getting really close. In fact, lots of people are really kind of on it. And so I think eventually it's all going to become pure light and sound. It's who we are at our core. And there's nothing that I do that doesn't include music. Music is really kind of a soundtrack for my life and everything that I do. And so in terms of the trance dance work, the magnification of sound, for me, is not so much trying to improve the particular elements of the sound, but reducing the resistance that we have to listening to what's there. And the biggest way I've found to do that is to remove our capacity to see. Because in a sighted person, 90% of the way that we perceive reality is through our eyes. And so you're already fighting 90% in favor of another side of the story, and 10% is all about maybe what you can hear. If you can remove your capacity to compete with it, then your capacity to hear these sounds is just magnified 90% or 900%. And so I think the best thing to do if you're really interested in sound healing is to not compete with the sound. And the best way to not compete with the sound is to take away your capacity to see. And so whenever I do this kind of work, this is what people report all the time, that so many things happened. You see, if our other senses were capable of engaging reality to the degree that our eyes did, probably what that would look like, we would become clairvoyant, because we would be able to hear as well as we could see. We would be able to smell as well as we could see. We could feel as well as we could see. And so if everything was operating as powerfully as our visual sense, our experience of reality would become holographic. And holographic reality basically is a high level of intuition. And so what it would look like would be clairvoyance, or a very high level of communication absent of language.